Hi everyone, this video is all about the error code E110. That's boiler overheat. So it happens a great deal, more than what people realise. So in this video, we're going to go through all the different scenarios that it could lead to. So let's get on with it. As with any boiler that overheats, the first thing we're going to do is to check the overheat thermostat has reset itself. But also remember, never ever change any part until you've gone through the complete sequence, which is coming up next, because it doesn't matter who makes it, there is always a sequence, and I've just made a video, so please watch that and get acquainted, because that's the way I repair boilers quickly but accurately. Now, the first thing we always have to look at is the fuse, the 3 amp fuse. Double check, because you never know, there's more than likely to be a 13 amp fuse. If there is, the boiler has overheated, it's almost certain you're going to be replacing the PCB. So after that, we're going to do a polarity test to make sure that everything is in order for our safety and the homeowner's safety. Then we look at the history, the water, and finally, we're going to ask the customer a little bit more what's been going on. Has it been resetting regularly? At what time? Does something happen that goes? Is it after they've used hot water? Get as much information as possible before we start going through the sequence. We could have a fan and an air pressure switch or temperature sensors. Now, I've covered each section in the yellow book and in my apps and in my videos. So what does happen is the fan runs for a certain period, then it seizes up. But the air pressure switch is already tripped, the boiler has fired up, and it will keep going and going until the overheat thermostat trips. Happens everywhere. It's just a normal fault of wear and tear and age. So take a look upstairs, see what's going on and make sure. And if in doubt, replace it, but reorder the original part from the... Now, when it comes to polarity test, it's in the yellow book, page 16 and 17. I've made lots of videos because it's crucial. You should know this by heart, but it has to be done on every single breakdown or boiler check service. The first two are easy. Live to neutral, live to earth is 230 volts or more. But it's the earth to neutral you need to worry. If you've got more than 2 volts, and often 5 or 10, it will then upset the PCB and you'll get an error. Change the PCB. And it's the house wiring. If you use a low impedance multimeter, you will trip the circuit in the consumer unit and the customer will not be happy. So make sure you've got a good multimeter. Use my videos, use my book, use my apps to learn how to do it. Every single job, every single breakdown. Protect yourself, protect the homeowner. Now you can see why we check the fuse. Look at the difference. A 3 amp fuse will simply pop and do no damage. A 13 amp fuse that blows will wipe out your PCB. So you've not only got to replace that, you've got to still find the fault. So understand, installers, check the fuse. When it comes to water or lack of water, that's a very common fault. Customers often forget that it is a water boiler and they don't fill it up, or there's a leak in the system. Have a look at the automatic air bottle. The expansion vessel needs checking and maybe repressurizing, almost certainly. And have a look if there's any leaking on the radiator valves. Something is causing the pressure to drop. But the most important thing before you start is to look at the pressure as it should be, because expansion vessels work on the height of the system. So the video that I made a little while ago will tell you what pressure a bungalow should be, a 3-bedroom semi or a townhouse. Start off with eliminating that from the equation and then we can move on. Page 26 in the yellow book is all about overheating, lockouts and so on. There's a whole list of them, and the pages either side. It's all to do with why boilers break down or they have an error code. So use that. Use the flow chart. It tells you what to look for if you've got hot water and no heating, or no heating at all, whatever. I've spent 45, 50 years in the business learning from the factories to pass that knowledge on to you. So take me on every job. A big thank you to all the engineers who have downloaded my apps. There's only 8, so it's just under £40 for the whole set. So we've got gas pipe, gas rate and gas ventilation. Absolutely crucial, of course. Then we've got our error codes, which we're talking about today, heat loss, and most importantly, wiring diagrams, because they're in color. They're very, very popular. So don't forget to download that one. So let's go back to the story. F22 error code. So this is the overheat thermostat to a Baxi. It's a special because it's 105 degrees, not the normal 100. So if you haven't got the original one, use the 100 whilst you wait for the correct manufacturers to come in, because we're never ever allowed to swap or change the specifications. So look out for this one, and then the other thermostats. Always have the basic ones, 60 for hot water, 80 for central heating and 100 for overheat, only as a temporary measure while we wait for the correct manufacturer's component. And here we are, we can buy it at Screwfix either same day or next day, or from your local heating merchant if you have an account. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. If you'd like more, please leave me a comment in the section below on the different manufacturers' top 5 faults. Please like and subscribe to the channel. All the best and take care.